Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a quick update video here with the most recent Q&A session, actually, with Pathfinder and Ryan Jacobson being the general manager for Marvel Strike Force and Scopely. Them sitting down and talking about what's coming in for Marvel Strike Force in terms of the coming months here, as well as actually more information on the next Battle World boss, and as well as what the game plan is going to be for 2026. So a lot of questions here were covered, which was awesome for them to sit down and discuss. And there's going to be tons coming, guys. So, go grab yourself a glass of water and get ready, because there's tons and tons of things coming our way in terms of the game. And actually even something as crazy as being next week too. As well, don't forget there is also going to be a new code here that you can claim at the very bottom, being October Live. So make sure you head over to marvelstrikeforce.com. All right, so let's talk about everything that was covered here. Again, high level. They expanded into details on some of these things, so I highly recommend you guys checking it out if you want to listen. But I just got these snippets here of really what was covered in terms of the big picture view. So, web playable version of Marvel Strike Force. This is actually coming next week on October 22nd. The world launch is actually going to be available. So, pretty exciting. We'll see if that's going to be available for all players, but they did say it's the worldwide launch, so hopefully there's no issues there. But that means you can essentially play Marvel Strike Force on any browser, which is really, really neat, and basically unheard of actually for a lot of mobile games. So that's really cool that they're infusing that as an option. Blue Marvel and a new consolidated seasonal store for everything with the combined currency is coming actually next month. So that's huge. And we got the confirmation of Blue Marvel's event being next month as well. So that's the expectation. We'll see if things change depending on how they roll things out. Always expected. BLASTAAR update. This is huge, guys. So they did talk about how Quasar was definitely one of their more stronger legendary characters than anticipated. So it was a bit of a tease, but it looks like BLASTAAR, he's going to be getting some love, guys. So be on the lookout for that. I just feel like he hasn't really met his mark in Cosmic Crucible, even though you can use him on some mixed match teams. I just feel like he's not there on the same equivalence of Quasar. So it was great to get that addressed, but as well, obviously BLASTAAR getting some love is always nice. And they did make note of this several times, is that there's tons and tons of things going. Even addressing the comment that Marvel Strike Force is in maintenance mode. They basically reassured that they want this game to be continuing year after year to hit the decade mark and so forth. So I think that was just more so to address kind of the the rumor around the grapevine, if you will, that the business isn't doing so well, but it's quite the opposite. It seems like everything's going as intended, and they want to continue to develop content for us to engage in. And obviously they have lots and lots of plans ahead here. So that was really promising as a player. I love hearing that, especially if we like the game and enjoy it. A little bit more clarity as well. Age of Annihilus. It looks like Annihilus himself is going to be part of the actual Dark Dimension. It wasn't specifically noted, but it said the actual event is going to be more of a Dark Dimension than versus, let's say, Professor Xavier and his saga. I think because they want to, get that those attempts in, very similar to what we kind of saw with Odin release Dark Dimension 8. And it's been quite some time since we had a Dark Dimension. I think it's time for that seasonal rotation over. That's probably why they're addressing it there as well. So something to be on the lookout for, which means Gear Tier 21 might be the actual requirement for Annihilus. Heck, maybe even ISO 8 Purple. Who knows? Season rewards. So we're talking about raids, war, arena, crucible, so forth. I mean, the list goes on, but this was a core topic for them. So they're going to be covering this in a future workshop. And yeah, hopefully some good changes come. But they're well aware that the rewards are not hitting the mark for a lot of players, and especially those in the end game. It's just not really anything valuable. So hopefully that means more gold, more training mats, more T4s, and so forth. So that's the hope there. We have more Null Shards and Zombie Scarlet Witch confirmed to be coming. So rest assured, guys, for those of you that have not obviously gotten the unlock or maximized Null, it's in addition to Zombie Scarlet Witch, they always take this opportunity to revise that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to be the trend there. They did talk about what was happening in terms of the 2026 game plan, right? And the future outlook is that they do want to take a look at some of the older legendary characters, those that have those high affinity in the Marvel lore, like Magneto, Spider-Man, Hulk. I mean, these characters are noted over and over. That's why we always say, characters like Thor, Captain America, they're always going to be important in the game. It's just the timing of, when do they get reworked, and then when they do, they're going to have value again. So that's why they're always good investments, in my honest opinion. But obviously, just wait until that time where these characters are confirmed. Speaking of which, I hope there is going to be some Hulk reworks, because the next confirmed Battle World boss is going to be Maestro. And for those of you that don't know Maestro and his lore, basically think of him as the king of all the Hulks that we have in our the most powerful Hulk that we have ever seen in Marvel Comics. So that's going to be a really cool addition, and hopefully that means some more Gamma love for the other Hulks in game, or maybe even another Gamma team like Red Hulk and so forth, right? So be on the lookout for that. And then something else that was kind of interesting that I wanted to note here was that they did talk about Alliance gifting. Maybe some certain purchases in the game, like battle passes, specific offers that you can actually gift to an Alliance mate. They didn't mention resources though, like gold, training mats, key force. I don't know if that's possible, but they did talk about that, and it's a possible idea for sure. And then finally, like I said, guys, if you haven't already, head over to MarvelStrikeForce.com and make sure you're clicking the new player gift code and enter October Live for some freebies here and there. So there you guys have it. That essentially is, in a nutshell, everything that was kind of covered and all the teasers along the way. Definitely exciting, guys. And as well, something to look forward to. Remember, they did mention War 2.0 is also around the corner. They didn't really share too much on that, but something to be on the lookout for. As they said, there's tons and tons of things coming up, and I suspect that's likely going to be one of the things that will be released also in the coming months before 2025 comes to a close. There you guys have it. Do let me know down in the comments below. Are you guys a fan? Are you pumped? Was it exciting to hear all these news? And as well, I'm a little surprised we didn't hear about the next legendary character, but that's probably coming up in a week or two here. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.